I simply love to start out by highlighting what leadership is in its simplest form and what it is not. Well, let me tell you friends, one of the most overused words in the last few centuries undoubtedly is the word leadership. Much has been written about this subject. Much more has been spoken about this subject too. Are leaders born or made? How to be a leader in 5 minutes? 10 essential traits of a leader, and several such concepts from the Western world have engulfed the human society today. But the most basic fact about leadership is still the question mark. Can anyone, just by learning or reading these traits, theories, models of leadership, can they become a leader? Is Alexander's leadership style relevant today? Is a Mahatma's leadership style implementable in today's world? Well, in my view, if you guys want to know what timeless leadership is all about, you will have to understand the fact that there are basically two types of leadership. A part-time leadership and the other is a full-time leadership. Don't get confused. I'll explain these to you in simple words. Firstly, ask yourself a simple question. Have you ever displayed leadership in your life? Now, in all possibilities, your answer would be a yes. While most would agree that there are several instances in their life where they have displayed their leading ability, even the shyest individual will come up with at least one situation in his entire life where the leader within him or her popped out effortlessly. Not many situations maybe just one single situation is that all he remembers. And that's fine, absolutely fine. I personally believe this, that every life born on this planet is gifted with this gift of leadership. In some, the energy to lead is dominant, and in such a person, this energy is non-containable. Such a person is often in lookout to channelize his dominant energy. Such a person never misses an opportunity to realize that the leadership energy is within him. In some, the same energy is dormant, inactive. Such a person's energy will fail to pop out every now and then. In fact, it remains inside, silent. The energy is dormant doesn't mean that the energy is absent. The energy is very much there, just that it is not erupting out every now and then. Let me give you an example. Have you observed a religious procession happening on the roads in our country? You will strangely observe a commonality. When the mass walks on the road, out of nowhere, an unelected leader pops up. He comes out of the group and starts directing the group. Hey, come. He corners them strategically to allow the vehicles on the road to pass by. In fact, he pulls out few more volunteers from the group to lead the procession. Who is this person? Of course, he is the leader of the moment, a part-time leader. At that moment, in that situation, he could not contain his energy. Somewhere, this person is convinced of the fact that certain characteristics that the situation is demanding are stuffed within him. He volunteers to channelize those characteristics for the smooth movement of the group. This exactly is one of the prime fundamentals of a part-time leadership. Displaying and discharging inner personality characteristics at the moment of demand. If the same part-time leadership is repeatedly in demand, again and again and again, if this has to be displayed, a full-time leadership is in demand. Such kinds of full-time leaders are in abundance in the society. In a particular situation in the society, when an individual spontaneously displays his communication skill, his convincing skills, his negotiation strategies, By and by, when he keeps on repeating this, he becomes a full-time leader from a part-time leader. Now let me tell you, one can easily become a full-time leader. At work with a managerial designation, at home with a parental designation, in the society with a managing committee designation. Remember, the full-timer will always need a designation. And fortunately, the society ensures that these full-timers are garlanded with some or the other designation. Almost every such popped-up leaders will hold a designation. It is almost impossible for him to operate without a designation. You may wonder why he needs a designation, right? To be identified. The traits that they display, the styles that they use, everything hovers around their identity, around that designation. They do have a mission statement, a vision, a goal. They do understand the dynamics of a teamwork. They are excellent communicators, charismatic in their personality. And everything that is needed in a leader is present in him. The society, the media, they all admire him, appreciates him, and glorifies him with medals and certifications. But the fundamental question is this kind of leadership the ultimate leadership? Are they true leaders? Let me explain more. At the ordinary levels of human existence, such a kind of a leader leads only until a time that he remains in focus, the center of the whirlpool. His concerns are very centric, bounded, classified. He is concerned only with his glorified identity and perhaps maybe a little betterment of his dependables. His thoughts, his ideas, his approach, they are all confined within this boundary. He definitely might find a mention in the books of human history, no doubt. And in fact, this is the definition of leadership to a vast majority. Very rarely does a time come when one decides to become truly aware of his existence. An awareness of the divinity within him. An awareness of a higher purpose than merely existing. A strange consciousness gets ignited within him, and a natural feeling of serving others erupts in him. You may call this servant leadership or whatever. This consciousness triggers the aspiration to lead. A true leader arrives. And remember, such a person is sharply different from the full-time leader. Because such a leader does not experience any delight in the ordinary power gains or material accumulations or any ego build-ups. He is on a larger mission. A mission to touch the life of as many people as possible without an iota of expectation of any returns in any kind. A true leader's primary focus is on the growth and the well-being of people and communities they belong to, and sooner or later it transcends to a universal focus. A true leader might also share a designation in the organization like a full-timer, not a problem. But his actions, his approach, his decisions, everything will focus on a larger purpose and a long-term implication. He is immensely sacrificial in nature. He can just give away the designations. He can drop the attentions he receives, the pride of material accumulation, the fake respect offered by the society, because his planes of operations are higher. It is vast. It is pure. He comes to a great understanding. Aham Brahmasmi. I am also a part of the entire universe. So the full-time leader and the true leader are two extremes. Between these two are the shadings and blends of infinite variety of worldly leaders. And remember, very rarely does a time come when a full-time leader consciously progresses along the path to reach the altitudes of a true leader. Very rare, very rare. Why am I saying it is rare? I already discussed in the morning about the ultimate truth of existence. Everything in existence is impermanent. The truth about existence is woven in its impermanency. But man in his ordinary levels of existence would never want to accept this truth. Once in a while he realizes that nothing in existence is permanent. But the ordinary mind wants to cling to this permanency. And listen, the moments of leadership are very much joyful. You get respect, appreciations, uniqueness, disciple-like followers. Everything triggers your ego for sure. You know, but you fail to transcend. So a full-time leader has to retire one day. Remember this. On the other hand, a true leader, it's an infinite journey. No retirements. Many in this country have transcended. History stands witness to this. A king, a leader, he realizes this ultimate truth and moves on. He's constantly trying to expand his horizons. He does not want to be limited to a designation. A Buddha, a Mahavira, King Janak, a Vishwamitra. They are all examples. And there are such examples in abundance in our cultures. The transcendence of King Kaushika, we'll call Kaushika a full-time leader, a king. The transcendence of this King Kaushika to Vishwamitra is the ultimate transcendence possible to a leader. No doubt, Vishwamitra's life is an epitome of true leadership. I'll explain in detail the entire story of King Kaushika's transcendence after this break.